conversation. Let's have this conversation.
I have a huge work-life balance.
You think that I work too much, and we can bring this to the court of public opinion here, because I would like their opinion on this. Sure. And I did tweet about this, and on Twitter they kind of was on your side. I'm 100%. Be honest, but they didn't have my side. They just had your side.
No, because your side doesn't need to really be voiced.
Oh, that's so crazy.
That sounded horrible, huh?
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Well, and what I mean by that is you're on this mission, right, and here, let me backtrack, okay? Again, Bestie here. So he knows my moods. He knows when I'm good. He knows when I'm not. So he'll tell me all the time, B, you're at that point. Like, you're about to snap. You need a break. Like, you just need to distance yourself. Go do this or go listen, have some time. So he tells me this all the time. So I don't understand why it's okay for me to take breaks from my day-to-day, but it's not okay for him. And
because I don't get like that.
But you do. Everybody does.
I don't.
But you do. We just had this conversation last weekend, and I just stopped talking to you because I knew it wasn't going to get anywhere. But
yeah, that's why I'm bringing it to a podcast.
You don't need it. He's like, to argue in person. You don't need it as much as I do because you don't have nearly so much stuff to juggle as I do. But, I mean, physically and psychologically, mentally and spiritually, you need breaks. Yours maybe once a year, right? And I get
you say this.
Our philosophy is we'd rather work and put everything into it right now and work like most people won't so that we can live our lives like most people can't in the future. So I understand that and I respect it. That's one of the things I love about you. That's one of the things that I said on our first show. Why I love you so much is because we're very linked in that. But I work hard, but I like to party hard. That just resets my button. It's like a boop, reset.
So
Let's go. Let's go get it.
You say that I get to that moment, or I get to that point. What does that look like? Because I feel like I don't change in demeanor I don't.
You get in your head, and then you just told me that after church that day you were gonna just go for a drive.
Yeah, sometimes. But
that's what that looks like.
But no, sometimes I just want to walk away from life. Bro.
Do you see me right now? That's what I'm talking about.
That has nothing to do with me being tired though. Like it legitimately is just.
Why'd you take this whole week off? Or try to anyway,
because this is you was there when I made the decision because I had not even thought about it.
I know it.
You took the week off before, and it just sounded great. So I said, well, what the freak I'm doing?
Right.
And it wasn't like I need to take a break to enjoy, and a little bit of that is because of what's coming or coming back. But I was just like, I should just take some time off to see if I can rest a little bit, but also catch up and clean up and do other things. So I wasn't like you went to Florida and you enjoyed friends and family. I was just like, I want to just.
No, when I take time off to hang out, to be with friends.
I got 7 different jobs. I took off from one. That's what I took off from my 9 to 5, essentially, or my 8 to 5.
He took a break from me, is what he's saying.
That is not true.
I was like, if he agrees, my feelings gonna be hurt.
I don't know. No. But I took a break from my 9 to 5, so that.
So don't tell me that you're taking a break, okay? Because all you did was take a break from one to catch up on all the. That's called catch up, and that's still working. So you didn't take any time off. So here we still stand.
You still didn't answer my question though. What happens to me? What's different?
Those conversations of, I just want to go for a drive. You just said that you just want to walk away from life. That's not normal, bro.
Everybody feels that way.
No.
Like that's why people kill themselves, because they don't want to be here.
So when I get to the point that I want to walk away from life, I do something. That is a cue. That is letting yourself know, hey, you need a break. And he does nothing for fun. Like,
I keep getting asked that all the time.
I think this is the only individual that I know in my life that you were to ask him, what do you do for fun? And he says nothing, and it's 100% accurate.
Yeah, I wish other people would understand when I tell them that too. I think they think I'm lying.
Talking about fun, are you coming to the fight party?
I didn't know it was a fight party.
Yes, you did. It's May 7th. Just letting you know. Canelo's fighting, my man. And we're celebrating Emily's birthday, so.
May 7th. I feel like I got plans, bro. It sounds like
no, you don't. Whatever. No.
It sounds like something.
This is probably why I haven't said anything, so that I can just bring it up on you and it doesn't give you enough time to book your schedule. But it's a fight, man. It's gonna be chill.
Yeah, we'll see. This is the thing, and I want this. I do have another. My side does matter. Doggone it. And,
let's hear it.
And then especially because of what I sent you, because we was arguing in text, but I felt like this point was so good, and I walked you into a corner, and you got mad about it. So you was like, I'm just gonna drop it now.
No, when I asked you, there's no talking to him. I also said that on our first episode.
Yes, true.
We usually just agree to disagree.
So when I text you and I said, you work hard, correct? Mm-hmm. Very, very hard. At your 9 to 5, that could extend from 6 to 7. Mm-hmm. It could be from 6 in the morning to 7 in the afternoon until you get home, right? So you work very hard at that, and I know you're not going to have fun or a party or anything if you don't have your responsibilities taken care
100%.
of. 100%. That solves the problem to me. That's my responsibilities don't stop. So I go to work from 9 to 5, or again, it could be from 6 to 7. I come home, I have to edit videos for my YouTube channel. I have to edit videos for clients. I have to edit videos for this podcast. I have to create other social media content. I'm in an internship for Angela Rye. That stuff never stops. There's always something else. Again, key example, I took off this week. Stop doing it. I took off this week, and on Monday, I was working on my YouTube videos. I released 2 videos on Monday for Snowfall. Thank you guys again for all your support. It's been amazing. I received 1.4 million watch hours the last month. That's crazy to me. Mind blowing. And also thank you to the podcast watchers. But I did all of this work on Monday for the video, right? And I said, tomorrow I'm gonna be good. I can start to work on my next video or whatever the case, and rest in between that, right? The next day, I wake up and there's an emergency. We need to get more information. We need work done in the internship. Can anybody help? I was like, I'm not gonna offer myself to help for this at all. An hour, 2 hours go by, nobody is offered to help. So I say, I can help. So I'm helping with that now, right? Less than 10 minutes after I decided to help that, I received a phone call from a client. And that client says, hey, I need a video for this Sunday. 3-minute long video. It needs to include X, Y, and Z. Can you get this done for me? And I need it early so we can make sure we make any changes, et cetera, et cetera. We got to run through on Saturday. Can you make this happen for me? Well, it's not even to make it happen. It's work. I got to do that, right? So then that got thrown onto my plate. So I'm asking you, at what point are you supposed to rest? Like, these are responsibilities that have to be done, or otherwise you jeopardize future income. Say no. I don't ever say no to opportunities.
And you did hear him like 20 minutes ago where he said I could have just called him, right? This is exactly why I did it. Because I know you would have.
Yeah.
And you said you wanted a break.
But I would have came and helped you. I was up anyway.
It doesn't matter. The whole point is that you said you wanted to take a break, and you didn't. All you did was catch up on other things. And not even catch up, because you had new things thrown at you.
Yeah.
So I see it as God knew you were going to have such a hectic week that he was throwing things at you, so he put that thought in your head so you can get it done. That's not a break, though, bro.
So here's the thing, though. My point about this work-life balance is, and I think this is a very, very important point to bring up to you. Years ago, when I dropped out of college, I was 19 years old, and I was living with my grandmother, essentially, in North Carolina. I was broke, dead broke. Couldn't afford a haircut. I couldn't afford food.
Mhm.
My mom would send me money for a haircut. I would go get a lesser than haircut so I could still afford to buy some Oreos and get an orange soda. Don't don't laugh, bro. This is serious. So
Not ramen or.
well, there was food in the house,
Oh, gotcha.
so like I didn't have to worry about food, and I never had a job before, and I was trying to get a job.
He just wanted his Oreos.
Yeah. And I remember staying there being super, super broke and being like, if I ever get a chance or another opportunity in life to work or whatever, I'm going to kill it. But also, I cannot wait to make enough money to buy Oreos whenever I want to. That was my biggest accomplishment in life, is to be able to buy Oreos whenever I want to. And when I first got married and we was both getting paid, we lived paycheck to paycheck, but
Still had your Oreos.
yeah, I could buy Oreos whenever I want to. I thought that was the pinnacle of life. I had reached my goals, at least my childhood goals. So, anywho, at that time, that was a big deal to me, and I remember like being broke and not liking that feeling at all.
Mm-hmm.
Then fast forward, living in Arkansas, I'm married. I have a 9 to 5 job. Well, it wasn't 9 to 5. I worked in retail at Gander Mountain, and some days I would open, so I would be there from like on Monday, we had to be at 5 o'clock in the morning because of the truck. And then we would leave at like 2. But I would come home every single day. It didn't matter if I was working in the morning or if I had to close at night. If I closed at night, it was before. And if it was after, it was after. I mean, if I opened, then it was after. Come home every single day and just play the video game. Every single day. I was ranked in the top 2% in the world at Madden and playing video games. And I would even watch people on YouTube play video games. And I didn't even know that this was a thing that people could do for money. I didn't know at all. I just watched other people play the game. And then I would go and do the same thing at my house.
Right.
And I played the game, and I was very, very good at the game on a regular basis. And I remember saying to my wife, hey, would you think it would be cool if I was like to play games for a living? Because this seems pretty fun to do this. And she was like, absolutely not. There's no way I would be married to somebody that play video games for a living. Absolutely not. And I was like, oh. So I'm not going to play video games for a living. I know, it's crazy, right? So.
I just heard clipping your wings. Clip.
So I'm like, all right, bet. I didn't know that, though.
Yeah.
So then I started this career. I moved to Arizona, and I was all about this. 100% all about this. I would go home. Same thing, though. I would go home, play the video game. It's time to decompress. I worked a long, hard day. It's time to enjoy life. It's time to decompress, right?
There you go.
Fast forward a few years later, and I started creating content. I started getting business opportunities. I'm starting to do all these different things. And I look back at that time of my life like it was nothing but a huge waste of time. Like all I did was waste time. So now I think to myself, you should be working at all opportunities in order to accomplish a goal, because you, for years, were slacking, gaining weight, not doing anything with your life. You wasn't doing anything productive or making additional income. For some reason, even though I knew this stuff even back then, for some reason, I never considered how to make additional income. I only thought that I needed to move up at a job.
Well, you've grown up, and by reading books and studying like you do, you come to realize.
The crazy thing, I knew it then. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad at 19, and I fully understood it. Like, I understood these principles, I just wasn't applying them in no kind of way. So now that I have the opportunity to apply them, I feel like I'm squandering the opportunity if I take the time off to relax.
No, you're not squandering the opportunity. It's called recharging yourself, which everybody needs. You're not a machine, bro. You know, and I speak of that passionately because I was you when I had my restaurant bar.
Right.
All I did was sleep, breathe, eat that restaurant. You know, I was doing it on my own. It was just constant. I was doing the shopping. I was, you know, making sure the recipes were right. I was back in the kitchen. I was also bartender. I was always prepared. Like, my life did not stop. It was a dream. Okay, it was a dream of mine to have this place. But I'm a social person. And though I had my clientele, I had my regulars that would come and we would have fun. I missed my friends and I missed my family. And to me, that there was just, I knew after I shut that down that I never wanted to go through that again.